It's tough week 10, buddy. I will say, after seeing yesterday's games, I could not be happier that
the bad man touched me here, Tom.
Okay. All right. And is the bad man Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah. Put him in jail.
Okay. All right. So we want to put him in jail. Now, Brandon, we talked about this. Just because their football team beat your team, we can't put him in jail.
Yes, we can.
Oh, we can.
When I run for president, I'm going to let that happen.
Okay. It'll make some people happy. So
yeah, make the 99% of the NFL happy. I guess here's my question. Okay. Here's my question for everyone.
Open.
You've got the Chiefs, who should have lost a football game, but made an incredible play to, block the field goal. I'm not trying to take away from the fact that they made a play there.
Yeah, great play.
But, I would say if that kick is being kicked 100 times, it's probably made 95 times. Maybe a guy shanks it here and there. It's probably blocked one of those times. The Chiefs should have lost. Jared Goff and the Lions throw 5 interceptions. Should have lost.
Bobby Slowick.
Which of those teams who cannot be beat no matter what you do is the better of the unbeatable teams? And was this week the week that showed us exactly the two teams who are going to be in the Super Bowl? I feel like yes. And a week ago, I was trying to convince you that the Chiefs could be beat, that we shouldn't be scared of that team, but I am now scared. I am scared of that.
But now you're wrong, right?
What do you do?
Brandon, I don't want to, there's a whole lot of talk about curses.
Actually, I know who's going to win that game too. It's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Because even though the refs aren't picking on the Lions anymore, the Lions do not have the refs in their back pocket or their front pocket, or actually just in the space between their underwear and their crotch. That's where the refs are for the Chiefs. Anyway, you were about to say something.
Like the grundle area? Like, what do we?
Yep, Chiefs got the refs in their grundle. Just pull it out when you need a favor, because that fucked the Broncos too. And don't get it twisted. The refs killed us. They took us out back and shot us like an injured racehorse. And they didn't just put one bullet in our brain, Tom. They just kept unloading clip after clip after clip.
After the first one, you don't feel it at least, right?
I don't care.
All right. Well, for somebody who, Jordan brings up a good point about the curses and curse wheel. You literally had Patrick Mahomes as Satan in your thumbnail, and now you're surprised when Satan appears and goes, "Hey, thanks for the shout out."
No? Not surprised.
No,
just not dealing with it.
Yeah. So, can you walk me through that game? So, a big day for you yesterday, in which Bo Nix, that's what I heard a lot. Bo Nix outplaying Patrick Mahomes. And the Broncos, obviously, this is a devastating loss. But is there any part of you, no moral victories, but is there any part of you like, damn, we went toe-to-toe with the last undefeated team in football and had a 99% chance of winning? And nope. Okay. I just wanted to see how far gone we were. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Don't care.
Really?
That was the one we needed to win. No moral victories.
No.
I might feel okay about this next season. If we're talking about next season, this might be fine and dandy. Ooh, you hung around with the Chiefs. Yeah. You know why I'm not okay with the moral victory, Tom? And don't get me wrong, I've got no complaints really about Bo Nix. So that's good. That part is great.
Sure.
All right. It's because the Broncos had chances to put the game away.
Sure.
And they just couldn't do it. Some fluky things. Zach Allen had a ball hit him in the hands. It would have been an interception from our best defensive lineman. Would have prevented a field goal. Now, I'm not even blaming Zach Allen. I'm not saying he fucked up. It was just there. The opportunity was there. It was in his hands. Yeah. Defensive lineman, I get it. You don't expect Mahomes to throw it right at your hands. He catches that pass. We win the game. Right before halftime, Cortland Sutton drops a first down that would have given Will Lutz about 12 or 13 more yards to kick his field goal. So instead of a 60-yard attempt, we're talking about a 48-yard attempt.
Sure.
We probably make that field goal, and we win this game. There are the officials taking away a 3rd and 9 sack we had on Mahomes for an illegal contact that nobody saw. Nobody knows where that contact happened. And if it did happen, Mahomes was already going down with the sack. So it was irrelevant. And if you give a team like the Chiefs that extra opportunity, they're going to score. And they scored a touchdown. Their only touchdown of the game came by way of a poor officiating call, Tom.
That's tough.
Did it to him. It is tough.
That's tough.
And again, I'm not blaming just the refs. I know Chiefs fans are sick of hearing about the refs. I get that. But again, embrace the refs as one of your own. That's the way you got to do it. Just say they are on our side. You want to beat us? You got to beat the officials too. That's just the way it is now. That's just a fact of life.
Just the way it is.
And it's a game where, Travis Kelce, back of the end zone, wide open. Mahomes overthrows him, just sails it. Just like, oh, God, we've got a chance. Harrison Butker kicks it out of bounds, Tom, gives the Broncos the ball on the 40-yard line for that final drive. Like, you don't see that trio of players make mistakes like that, and we couldn't capitalize. That's why it really hurts. And then to think this team with the rookie quarterback got into field goal range and was going to upset not just the Chiefs. This is an undefeated NFL football team.
Yeah.
If the Broncos did this to any undefeated team in the league, it would have been a big deal for Broncos fans, for our savior, Bo Nix. And then we've got Alex Forsyth just getting mauled by the Chiefs. Just shoved right on his tuchus. And I think it was Leo Chanel and George Karlaftis coming through there. And I think there was a quote after the game that Chanel said, like, they thought that Forsyth was like playing up on his toes and they might be able to bull rush him. So they literally noticed something and then they executed it. Yeah. And that makes me really like, I can't like complain about it. It's just infuriating that the team is so well coached that they are going to find any weakness they can. And it's not just Mahomes, it's the whole team. That's Dave Tobe, their special teams coordinator. He's great. There's a coaching cycle where we were like, maybe we should consider that guy for a head coach. It's just fuck them.
I think it's that idea.
I'm out of good words. F them.
I think there's two things that you brought up that's really interesting. One, you do see the benefit of having like one of the greatest coaches to ever coach, right? Like in Andy Reid, you do have like the trifecta of players that is usually that's going to give you the edge in the NFL where the margins for error are super duper small. When you like, and you basically have to play a perfect game against them.
And we almost did.
Correct. And like, it's that. It literally is that. Yeah. So there's that part of it. And that's what also makes them really good. The second part, which is a little bit more infuriating, but I was talking about this last night during the stream, is you and I have been, and I mentioned all a bunch of other YouTubers, we have been complaining about officiating for years and years. And what the problem, the number one issue is consistency.
Sure.
It's among, and we talked to Kurt Benkert about this. We talked to former players about this, is that when you get, hey, this is who is officiating your game, there is at least part of the game plan going, all right, they really call a lot of holding, or they kind of let the guys play, or they let them do this. And when you have to accommodate for that, and when you see differences in consistency, and I'm not even talking about for the Chiefs, but spanned across weeks, and then when it does benefit the Chiefs, it's already under a microscope, and then it's just amplified even more when you see that. So again, like you mentioned, the illegal contact, right? Which, as far as I know, it did not seem like a good call.
No.
And did that lose you the game? No. But at the end of the day, like, it's those little things that make it even more infuriating, because if this came down, there was no legal contact, right? And it came down just to a blocked field goal, you are still very upset today.
Yes.
But there's just that little extra, and it's just like, come on, man, because for any game, it just takes away some of the bit for the game. Like, that's why I understand Chiefs fans. Listen, as a Packers fan, went through that for years, right? And the Packers were the beneficiaries of many calls, right? Like, you look at like the hands to the face, and we joke about it and stuff like that. But I understood, because then we would win And anytime there would be any kind of penalty that would go in the Packers' favor, that was the only thing that was utilized. It was like, oh, well, no, we won the game. Like it was pretty good. It was like, no. That ixnays the whole thing. And that's why, again, the consistency with the officiating is always going to be a problem. Because unless they lose the NFL money, they're going to keep on rocking with it.
Get out of here, Error. All day, Error was taunting me yesterday. All game.
Beatings will continue.
Yeah, I think like a blocked field goal is it's a tough way to lose a game against the Chiefs. It's just one of those rare plays. And it's even more rare like on a 35-yard kick, right? Like
sure.
Usually somebody can get a hand on it on a longer field goal attempt because the ball is coming in maybe a little closer to the line because it needs the distance.
Sure.
They just mauled us. They mauled us, damn it.